What's going on, guys? It's Robert from Robert Woods here, and today I'm going to talk about something near and dear to my heart. Street Fighter V has just dropped, and there are so many haters that are giving this game a bad review. Like, if you go to Amazon right now, like, the game has like a 2 out of 5 stars, and that is just not okay, right? So I went there to write a 5-star review because this game is perfect, okay? Can't make fun of my game. My game is good. Who cares if all the features aren't there yet, you know? It's a really fun game to play. And I don't mind paying $65 for something that's not finished, okay? Because, you know, Capcom, they're going to give us all the other stuff for free later. For those of you unaware, Street Fighter V was released February 16th, and some fans are not happy. Why? Capcom once again has screwed its fans over. How? By releasing an incomplete product for full price. Arguably, Capcom has gotten their fans to buy a glorified demo for Street Fighter V, whose content will be released later, but not right now. Go ahead and get those fingers warmed up and prepare to downvote this video, because I'm going to give it to you straight about Street Fighter V. Don't buy it. Just wait until Capcom decides to give you the rest of your content and fixes the internet issues before you drop $65 on Street Fighter V's potential. Now, I'm not a fan of Capcom, but before I continue, let me provide some context. So, let's try and travel back to a time when I was naive and had faith in Capcom. Strike one was me riding the hype train and purchasing Street Fighter 4 at launch, only to be bombarded with new additions. Strike two was me riding the hype train for Marvel vs. Capcom 3 and going to a midnight release for the game, only to be screwed over with the new version announced less than a year later for less money. Strike three was me sobering up and getting off the hype train for Street Fighter X Tekken and expecting Capcom to screw me over, which leads us to the release of Street Fighter V. The question is, who honestly didn't see this coming from Capcom's cash cow? What's wrong, you ask? Street Fighter's entry into next gen is a bare bones experience, which, at launch, lacks features that are standard in modern day fighting games. Or in other words, Street Fighter V does not have an arcade mode. Yes, Street Fighter V in 2016, entered the current year here, lacks a feature that is a staple in fighting games. Next gen, though. I mean, some people have bought their PlayStation 4s just for this game. Not only that, I'd argue the story mode is underwhelming, especially compared to its competitors. They use drawn artwork to produce a narrative that has about 2 to 4 single match fights for its characters. That's it. Now, some of you might be saying, well, who plays a fighting game for the story? Well, let's take a look. I got a picture on the screen here. It looks like Guilty Gear and Mortal Kombat X both have story modes that I would consider not underwhelming. And both of these games not only came out before Street Fighter V, but also have something else in common, an arcade mode. BlazBlue has this too, and it's available on the PlayStation 4 for less. Let's look at what you actually can do in Street Fighter V. There's story mode, survival mode, local versus with no versus computer or CPU, as of me making this video, and training. The X's represents features as of recording this that cannot be used, and online, online. From what I hear in regards to online, it's better than it was day one. However, I doubt the issues are completely resolved. Such issues as creating lobbies, finding matches, and disconnects. This is assuming you have a PS Plus subscription and or the internet in general, because if you don't, you won't have access to this stuff anyway. Believe it or not everyone has internet. Some simply may not be able to afford it, and others, where they live, might not be able to get decent internet. For a game that was supposed to be appealing to casual players, Capcom sure did make a mistake by not including more single-player content. Let's compare Street Fighter V on the PlayStation 4 to Street Fighter Alpha Max 3, or Street Fighter Alpha 3 Max, on, wait for it, the Game Boy Advance. Why is it that a Game Boy cartridge has more content than a PlayStation 4 disc? I guess the Game Boy Advance is the true next-gen experience. The harsh truth, Street Fighter V is an incomplete game. It's not like Capcom was like, here's Street Fighter V at a reduced price because it's unfinished. People have paid full price for an unfinished product. This is like paying full price for a combo meal at a fast food restaurant. You receive your fries immediately, but you are told that you will get your burger and drink eventually down the line. When you try to voice your concerns feeling as though you got screwed over, other people in the restaurant be like, oh my gosh, be patient. They said they would give us the rest of the meal for free later. Stop being so entitled. This pretty much sums up the situation with Street Fighter V. Oh wait, let's not forget about the season pass that they want you to buy despite not giving you a full game, priced at $30. So Street Fighter V with the season pass, you're looking at what, $95? And you don't even have access to a bunch of the content. You're paying for hopes and dreams and wishes. Stuff that may or may not come out. I mean, it's likely that it'll come out, but there's no guarantee that this stuff is going to come out. They could stop, and then that could be it. Now on to the loyal followers of the Church of Capcom, where the faithful will receive an unlimited super meter. Capcom fans produce some of the most potent fanboys on the internet. Capcom fans are largely responsible for allowing Capcom to get away with bad business practices, such as selling unfinished games at full price and selling the rest as DLC. Capcom fanboys refuse to speak with their wallets and gleefully will buy the game and all DLC available, blindly supporting Capcom and defending their lord from all criticism, valid or not. If you love Street Fighter, then hold Capcom responsible for their incompetence so the franchise can improve. Hit them where it hurts, in their wallets, just like Devil May Cry fans did DMC Devil May Cry, when Capcom got arrogant and started disrespecting its fans. If you absolutely have to buy Street Fighter V, consider buying it pre-owned so you can play your game and Capcom doesn't get the profit, encouraging such bad business tactics. Or just wait for a price drop. The Street Fighter franchise and its fans deserve better, Capcom. Bottom line. You wanna know what I find sad? That people are defending this. They are defending Capcom putting this game out unfinished, and some are even praising it. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'm going to show you some comments that I found online of people that are apparently okay with this. Bear in mind, grain of salt, these could be really good trolls, but I doubt it. I doubt it. These are people that just want the video. Just give me my game, please. I don't care about anything else. You know, so they're going to hype this game up. They're going to be like 5 out of 5 stars, 6 out of 5 stars in fact. Like, this is the ultimate game. It's the best. It has no flaws whatsoever, so on and so forth. Don't believe that shit. Don't believe it. Don't get on the hype train. Like, sober up and know what Street Fighter V is offering you before you go purchase it. All the 1-star reviews on Amazon, not all of them are like one sentence. People are like legitimately voicing their concerns with this game. And then you have some people just making 5 stars reviews just so they can try to get the average amount of stars for the game up. Because they have to protect their Lord and Savior Capcom. They're damage controlling for Capcom. These are Capcom fanboys. You know, they can't be like, well, you know what, I enjoy this game and other people don't like it because it lacks features. It's like, oh, you are wrong for not liking it. It has a ton of features. A lot of them are coming later. The truth, the PlayStation 4 doesn't have much going for it right now. I mean, it's not like there's a whole lot of games for the console, to be honest. Like, even when I got mine, I went through pretty much the entire PlayStation store looking for something to play. And this is especially true with fighting games, you know. They don't have a whole heck of a lot of fighting games. Like, I did some research, and I think the PlayStation 4 only has like 16 fighting games total. So, you know, Street Fighter 5 coming out is like a big deal because it's like if you live in a small town and then there's that new kid at the high school, you're like, who's that new kid? And then everyone's going to flock and try to, you know, get to know that person. And because of this drought on the PlayStation 4 with games in general, especially fighting games, this is like fucking rain coming. A rainy day, a wet day, and fans are going to eat this stuff up. The fanboys are already playing and they're hardcore with it. And they're like, forget its flaws. But eventually, like as time goes on, they're going to sober up and like, you know what? Capcom kind of got me on this one. But, you know, I'm not going to remember this because next time Capcom puts, like, a shiny ball in my face, I'm going to forget everything they did to me. I didn't. So, you got to be careful of the Capcom fanboys. I'm just gonna let you guys know now. They will lie. They will say this game is better than what it is, just to encourage other people to play it because they are in denial. They have some cognitive dissonance going on. They know that Street Fighter is great, but they don't. They do not know how to deal with the game being great and receiving negative reviews. So they try to damage control for Capcom, so they can save their lord. From the start, I was just not going to buy Street Fighter V. I was not interested in what Capcom had to offer Street Fighter. Normally, in comparison to what other fighting games provide, Street Fighter normally lags behind. And, especially when they were saying that this game was catered for casuals and it was supposed to appeal to the largest amount of people, I already knew that I was not going to enjoy this game. That's why I'm not going to purchase it anytime soon, if at all. I could tell when they removed Armika's butt slap to not offend people, I was already disappointed with that. I mean, it's a butt slap and it's true to Armika's character, so I'm like, why would you even care? All this shows is that Capcom was listening to SJWs, but all those people that complain and want features in the game, they don't listen to you guys. They don't care about you guys. They already got your money. You're going to buy the game regardless. When I seen they had a season pass, I'm like, I'm done. This is going to be an incomplete product. It's going to be incomplete. The season pass is supposed to finish it up. So, for anybody who's watching this and they're like, I don't know if I should get Street Fighter V or not, just wait. Just wait. Don't buy it. Don't buy it. And be careful what you hear online. Because they're going to try to hype this up. They're going to try to convert you to the Church of Capcom. Saying, everyone's just hating on the game. But it's a really good game. If you're looking for more bang for your buck, go get something else. Like, you don't have to pay $65 for this mess. So yeah, if you have to get Street Fighter V, if you absolutely need it and you want to play it, go get it pre-owned. That way Capcom doesn't get the profit from this. Like, seriously, they messed up. They should not have done this. This is not a free app. They're trying to do the freemium approach to gaming. It doesn't work when you have to pay initially. Like when you play something like Clash of Clans or any of those other apps that you download for free, they make you pay so you can play more because the base is free. Capcom wants you to pay $65 and then they want to start adding stuff on. Like, you already paid $65. You pay for the product. If they want to try this freemium thing, they'd be better off doing it like Tekken Revolution did. Tekken Revolution was a free PS3 fighter. It was a free Tekken game on the PS3. And they gave you a limited amount of matches a day. And if you wanted to play more, you could buy more arcade coins to play more. And then they sold that differently. So if they were going to do the freemium approach, they could have done that. Capcom has the money. This is Capcom's second best-selling franchise. And for them to release such a bare-bones product is ridiculous. And the fact that people are defending it is even more ridiculous. But I've been seeing this shit for years. For years. It's the same thing. What these fanboys fail to understand is that they are only hurting themselves with it's the game that I want. So I don't care about everyone else. You're a part of the gaming community. When you do stuff like this, other companies follow. And then all of us get screwed over. Everybody that plays games. Not just you. So this is bigger than you and just playing your video game. This is for everybody else, because you're sitting here pretty much saying anyone who doesn't have access to the internet doesn't have the right to have a complete product. So they can play arcade mode and enjoy Street Fighter V. It seems like you just want to be able to enjoy Street Fighter V. You're also throwing all the people who buy, parents, guardians, relatives, friends, etc. that buy games for someone they care about, expecting for it to be a full product, and then giving them crap. Like, that's BS. Someone's mom or dad is going to go out and be like, or during this holiday season, be like, well, Street Fighter V is a very known game. I'm going to buy this for my son. And then the son's going to want a new game and be like, well, there's not a lot to do in this game. It's the same thing that happened with Destiny, man. Like, that makes all of gaming bad. You're going to see multiple games attempt this shit unless, like, fans stand up or consumers stand up and tell Capcom that they're not having that. Because if Capcom does this, then other fighting game franchises are going to try it. Because this already happens with other games. And I swear, if you give these companies an inch, they will take them out and they will start to screw us even more. It's a shame that if you looked at 2014 and 2015, you had 2 fighting games drop that had arcade mode, story mode, and a bunch of other content. Street Fighter V comes out, no arcade mode, lack of content. This is an incomplete product, period. It's the PlayStation 4, it's next gen. They're supposed to be giving us something that the PlayStation 3 doesn't have. Why is it that older platforms, older consoles have more than a PlayStation 4 game? That is inexcusable. There's no excuse. You lose. Good day. Street Fighter V, incomplete at launch. Don't buy it.